And now let's move on to another person you just talked to. That is Sergey, who has been doing property management in Phuket for almost 9 years now. He said the pandemic certainly affected the prices of the properties, but out of over 100 rental properties he managed, it is now at 60% occupancy. So we asked him what his thoughts were about how the Thai government has been dealing with the COVID-19 outbreak, and this is what he just said.
I would say at first they tried to put their heads in the sand, but it won't help much. And I think they realized that, so that's why they're trying to soften the measures. But I don't see a big difference, like this bubble theme and the Sandbox. I don't think it's gonna help much. One thing is to think about the COVID measures here in Thailand, but the other thing, when people have to return, they still have to go to quarantine or some other measures or testing. So it's kind of too difficult to travel right now. I mean, for most of the people who save their time, especially for entrepreneurs, rich people, they don't want to spend even 14 days in one hotel or, under some restrictions. So that's why I'm quite skeptical about this Sandbox.
So he is skeptical about the whole idea, and he did actually made a very good point right here. However, he said that two things will help revive the resort island. So the first thing is the vaccination. The government has to push harder. Secondly, gradually but fast, removing the restrictions. He believes that removing the restrictions is the only way that tourism can revive. In the end, Sergey said that people should be more scared going into the road in Thailand more than COVID. The reason is that just because of the death rate itself. He said what needs to be done is building up the infrastructure, and it will take time.
The problem, one of the major issues we have here in Phuket, that a lot of businesses run out of business. They closed forever. It's impossible to just, by the click of your fingers to revive or to relieve it. So the problem is we need a lot of time to build again this infrastructure. Touristic infrastructure, restaurants, cafes, massage salons, etc. So it's business that you cannot make it in one day. My worries is that it will take a lot of time, and a lot of tourists will, go back to their countries unsatisfied, because not the same thing as before.